Hello everybody, it's Erin. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am setting up my bullet journal for the month of May 2022. I did not film a setup video last month because it was my first month in a bullet journal and I've been just trying to figure out what I'm doing and getting ideas and all of that. So this month I feel like I have a little bit of more direction and thought I would show you what I am doing. I have really loved being in this journal so far for my planner. I like the ability to customize it and make it exactly what I want. So that's what we're doing here, is setting it up for May. I started by just writing May 2022 with a Tombow brush marker, and I went back over it to thicken up the downstrokes to make it look a little bit more like a fancy calligraphy style lettering. I am now drawing out the monthly calendar on the next page. You can see I had kind of sketched it out with pencil just so I could get the measurements right and everything, and now I'm just going back over it with a Pigma Micron fine liner pen. I'll show you here in a minute which size I am using for this, but I am not making these boxes too terribly big. I don't really put a lot in them. It's mostly just an idea way to see what day of the week what comes on, and I might have a few little keys for some things. I will go back in later and color in some of the boxes with a Tombow brush pen for special events, but I don't think I ended up doing that part on camera. That came later as I was actually filling in the actual events and things. And then what I'm doing is at the bottom here, you can see I wrote the word events. I'm going back over it again to make the letters look a little better. Also, my V ended up looking more like a U, so I'm trying to fix that here. But what I do then is at the bottom of the page under where it says events, I just write out all of the appointments and things like that that I need to remember that day. And then in the back of my journal I have a page for budget where I have all of when everything's due, so I can just refer back to that throughout the month as well. But here, this is just me filling in the dates of the calendar, and then off camera later, after I get everything all set up, I will go back and write down when all of the appointments and track meets and concerts and all of that for May are, since it's getting to be the end of the school year and busy time stuff going on, and we have a trip coming up in there too. So that's kind of what I've been doing here, and we are going to, I decided that I wanted to add a little bit of extra color to the lettering here, so I'm going back over it again with another brush pen just to make it a little more interesting with some color. And I chose this green that will match some of the pictures you'll see here in a minute. I wanted to do something kind of springy, and yeah, because spring is slowly starting to come where I live. So here's showing which pens I used in case you are wondering, and I really like the Tombow brush pens. They're good for a lot of stuff. I'm actually going to be taking a Skillshare class soon about how to use them to make watercolor pictures. And then here, this is really cool. I really wanted to do tulips for May because May is when there's a big tulip festival in our area, and it's always kind of a fun thing that we look forward to. And I couldn't find a lot of tulips around anywhere, and I wanted to incorporate them. So I printed off some pictures of tulips from Canva onto vellum paper, and then tore it to make it look like scrapbook paper. And I like how it turned out. Is kind of transparent yet, but you still get the colors, and that's why I chose the colors I did for the lettering accents. And then here I'm also just adding in some butterfly stickers from the Papillion sticker book from the Happy Planner. And I have to say, I really like how this turned out. It's just so bright and cheery and just makes me happy. And I highly recommend printing on the vellum paper for something like that. If you are looking for something new, I will just caution you that if you use an inkjet printer to do that, the ink might smudge a little bit at first. So make sure you let it dry. And it did kind of roll over, so it didn't turn out perfectly, but it still worked. So here, my next page, I am writing brain dump at the top, and that's kind of, I did that in April and it ended up being a full page. So this is just a place to write down any ideas, notes, things I want to remember. If somebody mentioned something to me and I want to go back to it later and look it up or whatever, or just anything that occurs to me that I want to remember, but I don't necessarily need to put it on a weekly spread or anything. I just have been putting it on there. And then I, as you can see, just took some butterfly washi tape and put it down along the bottom of the page to give it a little extra decor. And I have a tape in here that I am also, or a Dutch door, I guess is probably what this is more. And I'll explain it in a minute, but I put some washi tape along the side there just to give it a little bit of extra color and decor. And now this side of it, I am doing my meal plan. So I will write down on there all of my meals for the month that I have planned out. I've started doing my meal planning a month at a time, and it has made things a lot easier in terms of grocery shopping and meal prep and all of those things, just to take a lot of the constant brain power out of it and frees up a lot of time for me, because I have everything just ready to go, and then I can do most of my grocery shopping for a month at a time with the exception of perishables. So I've been doing that for a few months and it's really worked out well for me. And then on the other side here, I am just numbering it for the dates, and that will end up being my reading log. So I do still have my reading journal, but it's just easier sometimes to have everything in one spot, and so I can put everything in here and then copy it over as needed to the other one. So that's where I keep track of what I'm reading every day. And now the next page is trackers. So this is where I am going to keep track of my habits. I have, you see me writing numbers across the top of it, and that's going to be for dates. And then I will, you'll see in a minute, write numbers going down, and that will be like the number of habits that I'm going to look at. Now, it's not that I want to try to necessarily do all of these each day, but it's more just keep track of how often I do certain things, so that way I can find patterns of behavior and see if there's anything I want to do better at or anything I'm doing very well at. And so 10 may seem like a lot, but it's not like I'm trying to do all of them every day. Some of them I am, but others it's just more of a matter of how often do I actually do this. And then so since it's just numbers, I need to know which one goes with which, so I am just writing out a little key there, and I'll fill in the with habits later. And then I have, you see I wrote goals at the end, and that's where I'm going to put down what my goals for the month are. And now I am just filling in again with some more tulips with on the vellum paper that I had printed, and just to kind of carry the theme throughout. And I really, really like how this turned out. That's about it for me. So we'll do a quick flip through here again, and I hope you like this video. I hope you got some ideas. If you did, let me know down below. If you're doing anything similar, let me know. And until next time, keep being awesome. Thanks. Bye.